Hi guys, we started a couple of videos for feeding plecos and its importance if you would like to breed them successfully. So today I would like to tell you the key feeding principle we have been sticking for 10 years. We'll also analyze fish food ingredients and will identify how it's used for feeding your fish. So, a couple of words about our feeding principle. Try to make your fish diet as close as possible to the one in their natural habitat, if you want to be successful in their breeding. There are some reasons to consider this principle essential for sustainable pleco breeding. Those of you who have already read our article, The Basics of Promotion Fish Maturation and Spawning, realized that there is no single trick which will enable you to breed, for instance, L46 when you want to eat easily. There are various abiotic and biotic factors affecting fish maturation, its readiness to spawn, and stimuli for spawning. Proper food resources are among major factors that help to create favorable conditions for spawning. That way it is absolutely clear that if you attempt to make your fish diet natural, it will promote spawning. Okay, before moving on to the analysis of branded pleco food ingredients, let's find out what plecos eat in their natural habitat. As you know, we specialize in breeding Hypanthyrus and Picoltia species, therefore we will provide their natural diet. So mainly it consists of zooplankton, crustaceans, freshwater algae, insects, mussels, freshwater sponges, detritus. We will not dwell on the percentage of these ingredients, though it is rather important information. In this video, we would like to identify which of these ingredients are in your pleco food and what is their ratio compared to other ingredients. Right now, take the food you use for fish feeding and look at ingredients. Remember that on the product label, the ingredients with the biggest share are listed first. So we will specify only 5 first ingredients indicated on the package. These usually make up some 90% of the total fish food weight. I have divided ingredients which are commonly found in pleco food into several groups. Group 1 includes the ingredients which are least natural for pleco feeding. Using these ingredients, the best you can do is to breed common Bristol noses. This group of ingredients includes fish meal, dried skimmed milk, dried yeast, potato, wheat flour, wheat germ meal, cassava starch, green peas, soy flour, wheat rice flour, wheat bran. These ingredients are cheap and thus most manufacturers use them as the base. Of course, some ingredients as wheat flour can be used as technical additives for better binding other ingredients, but the percentage of them should be under 5 or 7%. Although plecos enjoy eating this type of food, it doesn't encourage them to spawn at all. The point is that unlike natural diet, it doesn't activate maturation in pleco hypothalamus and further spawning. More information on the process of maturation and spawning were described in our article. Group number 2. These are analogues of the ingredients which plecos consume in their natural habitat. This group consists of shrimp meal, krill meal, dried seaweed, squid meal, spirulina, chlorella. So, if you can see at least 3 of these ingredients on the top 5 of your ingredients on your pleco food label, it means that you use a pretty good quality fish food. But still, if you set ambitious goals and seek to breed fish sustainably, for example, Hypanthyrus zebra, these food ingredients are not enough.
For instance, shrimp, krill, squid meals, and dried seaweed are produced in seawater, and despite the fact that these are good sources of protein, these products are not typical of freshwater plecos diet. Chlorella could be excellent for feeding as it has higher protein and unsaturated fatty acids content, and it lives in freshwater, but there is one downside. Chlorella cell walls are rather thick, which makes it less digestible for the fish. In fact, all the chlorella nutrients cannot be absorbed during its digestion. Spirulina is generally good as a dietary supplement since spirulina has higher protein content, though it is not so rich in omega fatty acids as it could be. The main disadvantage of this algae is that manufacturers add it to the fish food formulas in low quantities, 3 or 5% maximum, which is not enough to be really beneficial for a fish.
So let's take the third group, food formula. On my mind, this is the most useful ingredient.
Freshwater algae, freshwater sponges, insects meal, dried bloodworms, dried tubifex, dried gamers. All these are super ingredients if you keep Hypancistris or Picoltia species. Here we can also add spinach powder, dried pumpkin if you keep Ancistris plecos.
These are the ingredients that plecos have been eating for centuries in the wild. This is the ideal diet for them. Of course, the proportion of the ingredients can greatly vary for Hypancistris and Ancistris species, but commonly it's a task for manufacturer to develop the proper formula. My goal was to describe useful and useless pleco food ingredients. So now look at your pleco food label and write here in comments the top 5 ingredients of your pleco food. So guys, hope this video was useful for you. Stay with us. Don't forget to put your likes, subscribe to our channel, and see you soon.